Hello everyone, my name is Sebastian from ARC1. This is Julia Morauw, if I pronounced that correctly. Did I?
No, it's Morauw.
Morauw, okay.
Yeah.
So from the All Blues this afternoon, and I would like to start off with congratulating you for being selected for the Dutch national team, and you are doing Amstelveen very proud. I would like to ask you to tell us a little bit more about yourself before we delve into further questions.
Well, I've been playing for almost 9 years now. I started playing with Benjamin at ARC, and then I went through all the boys' teams until the Colts, and this is my first year with the All Blue side. So that's a bit about me.
Awesome. So you've been playing for, what is it now? Maybe 14, 15 years. How old are you at the
Well,
moment?
I'm 18, so I started when I was 10, so nearly 9 years now. This is my ninth season, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I've been playing myself for 13 years now, so we're veterans of the sport at our young
Yeah.
age. I wanted to ask you, going deeper into the questions, let me have a look what I wrote down. I would like to ask you, what went through your mind, and what was the feeling when you got told that you were selected for the Dutch national team?
Well, it's something I've worked for very long and very hard. So when the head coach called out my name, a mix of emotion with nerves and excitement, as well as pride, rushed through my body, and it's indescribable. If yeah, you're selected to play for your country, so that's an incredible honor. It's indescribable.
Yes. Uh, I played for the youth team, and I had the same feeling that you've been working towards something, and
Yeah,
then finally comes into fruition.
yeah.
So once again, congratulations. And the debut, how was it for you? How was the feeling when you came on in the second half?
Well, it's you come from the bench and you can see the whole game developing, and it's not going our way. So you only want to make an impact for the better. So you're very eager to start getting those tackles in and doing your part in the scrums as well as lineouts. So yeah.
Yeah, because that's also one of the questions I wanted to ask you. As Spain is positioned 10th, they're doing really well for themselves. They cemented themselves in the top 10 of the rugby leaderboard, and they played Russia last week, which was 56-7, if I recall.
Yeah.
And they're positioned 14th, and then the Netherlands is 17th. There's quite a gap in the scores, you can see.
Yeah.
How was that to feel that the odds were stacked against you? You knew, kind of probabilistically speaking, that you had a higher chance of losing that game. How did you go into that game? I wonder how the team setting was like.
Yeah, well, we were prepared for a tough match. We all knew that Spain is a very energetic team, but we were also prepared to give our whole bodies and soul into this game for each other. And that the team spirit was just incredibly high, and we were prepared to get in the hard work, do the tackles, and just get the experience in because we're such an incredible young team that we
Yeah,
just wanted to show what we did for the past 2 months, and we were just excited to start playing again after nearly a year out. So
I can
yeah,
imagine. Yeah, also
yeah,
with 8 debuts, it makes sense that it's a very young team,
yeah.
and that the score reflects that to a certain degree. But I want to ask you, how was is this your first game? I wanted to ask you, what's the physicality and speed like if you compare it to Dutch national club rugby? Is it something you didn't dare to dream of, the change in speed?
It's just another level. Truly, I remember making a tackle in Spain's 22 and getting up immediately, and them already being in our 22. It's something else. It's nothing that you can compare to boys rugby or women's rugby here in the Netherlands. They're just incredibly quick. Also because of their strategy of keeping the ball alive, offloading. Spain is just a seventh team in a 15th body. It's
Yeah,
something else.
they're all
Yeah.
true athletes, and I also saw that you had a really hard time getting over the gain line, as they were a physical team with good low tackling technique.
Yeah.
It was,
Well, they're tiny. So we have tall players and they just have to do a tiny bit downwards and they're already at
yeah,
our ankles. Yeah.
from a lower angle, and also
Yeah.
driving up. That's if you're compact, that's a good strategy to be
Yeah.
using. I wanted to ask you as well, what's your biggest learning from playing such a match?
Losing can be very sour if you work too hard towards something, but it also gives you opportunities to see what you need to work on in order to get back stronger. And that's something that we really want to do now is review the game, see our weaknesses, and get the hard work in order to get back stronger next time and defeat them.
Yeah. I had one experience where I think I was 16, 17, playing for under 18. We played against the British Amateur Rugby League Association, Barla, and we lost 95-5. But the last try we scored in the second half, we were all just yelling and cheering because we had a good action. And it's not about the scoreline at the end, but also how you feel and the effort you put into it.
Yeah,
so I can definitely relate to that.
We were really eager to celebrate the tiny successes. So if somebody made a good tackle, we were going to celebrate. And if we won a turnover, we had a good scrum or line out, we just wanted to celebrate the tiny things in order to keep our heads up high. And
I saw that with a penalty in the second half, and you were, I think, like 4 or 5 tries behind, and still everybody very energetic. It was nice to see. Okay, so moving on to more general things. The debut is now behind you. As you just told me, you're in quarantine for the next couple of days. What does 2021 have in store for you? Could you walk us through your daily schedule and how training and rugby at the highest level connect into that?
Well, I hope to play my first official match for the All Blues because I've only had the warm-up days and a match against the Lowlander ladies. Well, I'm also an economics student, so I usually start work at 8, get in some work before lectures, and then I have lectures or other uni commitments until about 4, because then I have to get ready for NTC trainings, club trainings, or some extra strength and conditioning trainings. And then after dinner, I usually get back to uni work, and in the weekends, it's either rugby matches or recovery days. So it's very rugby connected.
Very action-packed. Then a question that ties into this. Have you had any effect of the pandemic that the gyms were closed, games were cancelled, while trying to stay fit and at peak performance for being able to be in the position you are in now? It seems like you must have done something to be able to stay fit. How is this possible for you?
Yeah, well, NTC dropped first, so that's the training program in order to get to the international level. And then we got a gym schedule because the gyms were still open. And when the gyms closed, we actually were able to train with the national team again.
Yes. Nice.
So we had a gym at the union for us ready to go. But even when the trainings at the club were cancelled, we started a competition with the national team where you could gain points if you went for a run or if you did some mobility, etc. And that kept us motivated throughout the whole lockdown situation. So that's how we stayed fit.
Any further tips and tricks for home workouts? How to approach that for people stuck at home and not being able to go to the facility? I know the facility at the Bond is it's amazing there. But not everybody's able to do that. Any tips?
Well, just look up exercises online, do what feels right for you, and then you can also search neck exercises on YouTube and you can get over 100 results. And I was very lucky to have 2 strength and conditioning coaches.
Definitely.
So they send a lot of schedules and help each other out. So if somebody is asking for an exercise, just help them or reach out to somebody you know that really knows a lot about this stuff, and they can come up with exercises for you. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Good tips. I have 2 more questions. This is Robert gave me this question. If you could go back in time and say something to the younger version of you who picked up the rugby ball for the first time, so when you were a Benjamin, would you give yourself any guiding words, or are you happy with the current state that you pathway you took?
I would say never give up. Even when people tell you no 100 times, try and make them say yes. I've had my fair share of injuries and people telling me I could never play rugby again. And keep working hard, and then look where I am now. So that's the advice.
That's very powerful. Good
Yeah,
advice, definitely. Just to stick to the road you pick for yourself and keep on trucking on.
exactly.
Nice to hear that. And lastly, as this theme of the Studs edition is about discipline, what does the words discipline and rugby connected together mean for you?
It's about getting up, even if you don't have any motivation, to work on your weaknesses in order to make them your strengths. Because this is the game you love and you want to play, and that's a lot of motivation. And you just need to get the discipline to play the game, and then the game becomes even more fun. You just have to keep in mind that if you have the discipline, the game will become more fun and more fun, and you get to have international opportunities. Or yeah, rugby is such a game where you can develop and get opportunities from all the angles you want.
Mm. Yes, I agree with that. That's a nice way of looking at it. Okay, that was the interview for today. Thank you, short and sharp, and I wish you a lot of success for the coming games. I hope there will be a lot. You can play for the All Blues, for the Dutch national team. We'll be keeping an eye for you for Julia Morauw. That was right? Yes.
Morauw, nearly.
Morauw. Ah,
Yeah.
okay, and that was all for today.
Yeah.
See ya.
Thank you.